So most developers trade their time for money, which means after finishing a project, they get paid and then that project is done. But what if you could build something once and keep getting paid for it? That's exactly what selling a template is. And I just launched my fifth template. And in this video, I'll show you how I do it and what makes a template actually sell. Let's dive right into the video. Alright, so I'm going to share a little story on how I got into selling templates. Honestly, I noticed that when I was working for clients, I kept building the same things over and over again. And when I mean the same thing, I mean the same layouts, the same features, the same integrations. Because again, if you go to Web Creative, shameless blog by the way, we build high performance websites that makes businesses look more credible. So with that in mind, most of the things I was building were mostly the same. So like I said, layout, features, and same integration. And at some point, I thought, okay, don't I just package this and sell it? And prior to this, I will have the idea before even launching my agency called Web Creative. That's how I got started. I first of all built Staylight, which is this hotel and booking platform. There's a video about this. If you don't want to buy this, you can watch the full video on how you can build yours. The card will be showing right now. I also built Fit Pro, which is a gymnast and fitness brand. Then I built Novana Spa Awareness and Revire Spa Awareness. So basically, these two are the same, but they are different stack. One was built with Next.js and the other was built with Astro. And the cool thing about this is that when I was building each of these templates, I was learning something as well. And last week I launched FlexiMart, which is a full stack e-commerce template. Again, you can go to Web Creative /template in order to have access to all these templates. The link will be in the description. So now that I shared a little story on how I got into selling templates, let's now talk about why templates actually work. So here's the thing about client work. It doesn't scale at all. So you finish a project, you invoice, and then you are back to square one. Except you have to then wait for the client to tell you to add more features, then you start charging based on the feature you want to add. But the bigger picture is that you have to find the next client and go over the same process again. And building a template flips that because you build it once and every sale is basically pure leverage. And looking at it at hindsight, the code was actually going to be written again anyway. So templates are just basically packaging it so other people can use it too. So that's just the bit. So that's just the basic difference. But the only thing people don't talk about is that when you are building templates, you have to be more intentional about the way you package things because you need to write code and just basically make it easier for the person purchasing it to use it. So that's just the only caveat. And just FYI, it's not going to replace client work overnight, but it's kind of an income that grows while you sleep. So then what makes a template actually sell? Now, here's what many developers get wrong. They build something that looks cool to them, but it doesn't really solve a clear problem. Again, shameless plug, that is why Web Creative is here. But the first thing that makes a template sell is solving a real problem. For example, I just finished building FlexiMart, and FlexiMart exists because building an e-commerce site from scratch with proper payment, file uploads, and authentication takes weeks. And I basically just packaged all of that in one template. And another reason is your tech stack also matters because buyers want something they can actually use and maintain. So for instance, I built this PAL and Awareness template using Next.js. But after sharing it on my channel, people commented that they would prefer the Astro version because of SEO optimization and what have you. So basically, I just have to like duplicate it, but this time I used Astro and make some extra tweaks to it. So the stack you use actually matters. So for FlexiMart, let me just click on it so you see what powers it. So the technology used is Next.js, Converse, Clark for authentication, Paystack, Stripe, Cloudflare Arrow2 for storage, Tailwind CSS, TypeScript, Recent, and I forgot to add CN for the component. So the third thing is presentation. This is one thing many people overlook, and it actually kills your sale when you finally launch. So personally for me, I don't believe in having a readme file, but I do have one. So I actually believe recording a walkthrough video after building a template is more suitable, and clients or buyers of that template will actually relate more with that, because they can leave comments on where they are lost, rather than just a readme.md file that won't even be rather than just having a readme.md file. So you just basically treat your templates like a product page, as you are seeing right here. So good demo, clean features, got the features right here, clear screenshots as well, and basically just details about that exact template, and it's going to increase the chance of somebody purchasing your template. So let's talk about how you can build a template, because not everybody can build a template. A template is different from a project, and most cases a template is actually more stressful because you have to do a lot of work upfront, and even sometimes a lot of work after, in terms of maintenance and what have you. But the cool thing is that if you're already a developer, you don't have to worry too much. But if you are not a developer, and you want to get into building a template, honestly, I will advise you get a course on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and after that, you can then get a course on Astro, because I believe the templates you'll be building are templates for local businesses. So templates like a plumbing website, fitness, consultation websites, and what have you. So those kind of websites really works with Astro. But if you want to upskill and build something like where is it now, Flexibart, you have to now start learning full stack frameworks like Next.js or Tanstack Stats or Remix, Nox. You get the gist of it. So if you're not a dev, you should just go and take a course on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then after you have like a basic foundation, you can then start using LLMs like Claude. If you have a Claude Code subscription, that would be much better, and it's basically going to make you build these things faster. But again, you need to have prior knowledge. But if you're a developer already, and I believe most of the people that subscribe to my channels are developers, what you just have to do is basically you just need to be more intentional with the codes that you have. So again, if you're using an LLM like Cloud Code, Codex, or whatever, you should try to make sure that you're basically in control of the pieces on your application, and you should try and document things very well in terms of setting it up, how the person who purchases the template can replace things. And this is the essence of doing the walkthrough video rather than having just a readme.md file, and the deployment process as well. So you should just try to uh, keep track of all of that and make it easy as much as possible. So lastly, let's look on where to sell and promote your website template after you finish building one. So for selling templates, I use my own web store, or rather web creative / templates. But what is powering everything is Buy Me a Coffee. So that's what I use under the hood. So I think I don't want to go through the hassle of setting up my own pricing. Maybe when I have like a lot of sales, I will then go into creating my own stuff. But basically, the difference of, but basically, Buy Me Coffee is really, really good, because I can set it up in less than a minute. And I think they only get like a 5% cut or even less. I'm sure it's lesser. And again, you can also sell on platforms such as Gumroad or Lemon Squeezy. And if you are using Astro to build your templates, Astro have they have like a Astro templates. So it's called Astro Themes, so not Astro templates. So basically, you can come here as far as an Astro project, you can come and launch or sell your own template on the Astro themes. I even have, I think I have, where is it now? I think I have one of these templates. The one built with Astro is on the themes right here. Then for the promotion part, I will just basically say build the public. Share the process you are doing on Twitter or X, on LinkedIn, and other platforms like Instagram while you're building all these things. And by the time you launch your template, people are already invested. And that's what I did on, or rather, that's what I did with Fleximart. And honestly, what I would suggest in terms of promotion is making a video if you can. And funny enough, if you're watching this strategy that I'm doing, if you can, I would suggest that you create a YouTube channel and also try and deliver value before asking people to purchase something from you. Yeah, I know the template itself is you saving people's time and all, but try and actually deliver a lot of value for free before you then start charging people for stuff. And just take what I just said with a grain of salt, because I've seen people who just started building templates without even giving anything for free, and they are making some couple of bucks for it. But giving some value for free builds trust, and if people trust you, they will definitely patronize you. Alright guys, so that's the size of the video. If you want to check out any of the templates, you can go to webcreative.com/templates. The link is in the description. And if you found this video useful, please subscribe, because I post about building products, landing pages, and growing as a developer. And I will see you on the next one.